he got to taste the outside, so now that's all he wants to do is be outside. He don't get it. I try to explain to him how he ain't an outdoor cat, and that he can't be an outdoor cat because things get eaten around here, and I don't want him to get eaten. So he don't get to be an outdoor cat. He's only got to be an indoor cat, and just like his life, huh? We'll go outside sometimes. We go outside on the porch in the mornings. Last couple days when I bring him in, that's when he displays his disdain. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. Man, I gotta say, there's been a few times that I've done a talk and I was like, man, I really feel good about that. That I feel good about that. That was a really good talk. That was not my experience yesterday. Yesterday was probably the worst talk I ever did. And well, there's a couple of reasons. I'm going through a real hard transit right now, and I just feel so squirrely. I'm not grounded. I've been meditating. I've been putting my feet, and it don't matter because I don't got no earth in my chart. So a lot of this stuff is just futile. It's just going through the motions, you know. So I'm doing something besides being squirrely in my head, in the squirrel cage, in the monkey mind, all that stuff, you know. Because I know I get tripped up sometimes. I got tripped up yesterday, and I didn't even talk about anything that I wanted to talk about. I was all over the place. My Earth Angel called today and said, I watched your talk last night. I watched it twice. What was wrong? What happened? I was like, and I told her what happened, and it's just how it is, you know. I mean, I should not have done a live yesterday. I knew better, and I did it, and that's what happened. And it just always brings me back to is as much as my spirit expands, I am still, my ass is still anchored in this human soul sack, and that I have character defects that I would like to forever be rid of, and some days I just wonder if I will be rid of them, you know. I like to think of myself as being a very secure person. When I think about all the things that I've been through in my life, then you know, I can handle situations. And then sometimes situations come up in life and I don't know how to deal with them. Like, what do I do with this? I don't, and I got to take time to process. And it's just how it is. But I did manage to get a couple things. I'm on a tolerance break, too. It's now is like one of those energies that, like, people that are feeling good want to feel better, so they're drinking more. A lot of people are ODing. A lot of people are going into their shadows to feel better, their shadow sides. So I'm just trying to stay busy and not be so squirrely. And so today I went in and mom has been a collector of things for a number of years, we'll just say that. And so I'm still going through stuff that we don't need. And finding it, I found little tidbits of things, you know. That's how my life has been. It's always been like that. That if I'm supposed to know something, God will reveal it to me. I will know the answer. I said, as an example, I said, you know, I wonder what kind of person lives in the house that's behind me, because the house, you know, it draws me to it, you know, something about it, its energy. And then lo and behold, if I didn't end up meeting the person that lived there, you know, we traded places. They don't live there now, but I had a question, and then God revealed the answer. You know, sometimes God gives me answers that I don't want the question. I don't want the answer. I don't want to know the answer. I don't need to know the answer. I would rather just avoid the whole situation because it makes me uncomfortable. A great deal of things make me uncomfortable. I can be in the vibrational frequency of excitement, which my mind has a hard time construing as fear. So I'm constantly telling myself I'm not scared. that everything's okay. And when I was talking to my earth angel today, I also had another epiphany. I was telling Mom earlier about that. I said, you know, Mom, thinking under pressure, that I have been in so many traumatic events and stressful situations that I've come to a point that I navigate better in those situations. Because you're comfortable? In stress and trauma. Yeah, I'm more comfortable in those environments. What's happened is there's been a switch. Is so those situations I can handle, but I'm not in those situations a lot. You know, every now and again, something happens. I come up on a car accident or something like that. I get into action, or something, or you know, somebody gets aggro. I'll put an end to it or something. You know, but it don't happen that often. And then now it's like my body's in a heightened state. So now when I do things like go to the grocery store, you know. And there's two people having a conversation in the middle of the aisle and people can't come or go on either side. I find that terribly rude. That I don't necessarily have the filter any longer as I get older to just let things go like that. You know, so, and I need to let things go more, because people are just going to get more hostile. We're seeing it in the media every day. People are more fear because they're under more economic stress, and when people don't have money to feed their kids and they're, you know, do the things that they need to do, you know, you got your Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you know, and people they're not getting met, and you put people are animals. Human beings are animals. We're the ones with thumbs. We're supposed to be taking care of everybody and everything on this planet, and that whole idea, that whole premise got derailed. And so there's a course of action in a way the earth is supposed to be, and it got hijacked. History's been hijacked, and things have just been hijacked out of, not for the betterment of everyone, for the advancement of few. And that's the imbalance. And so it's going to swing back around, because that's universal law. It's how it works, man. You can't be ugly and unkind to people and not have ugly, unkind things happen to you. Can I know that. I've been angry a number of years, and every time I get mad or spiteful or something at somebody, it comes right back to me. So it's just easier that I learn to just walk away and let people be them. So I do want to clarify something that I wanted to talk about, is that I will be getting into more local politics here. And the reason why is because I am very educated in a lot of areas, and I grew up in poverty, see? And a lot of the good ideas come from the people that have been there. I have a lot of good ideas. I do. I have a lot of good, viable, substantial, sustainable ideas that could help get people back out and working and contributing to their own society. And when people do that, they feel better about themselves. They physically feel, you know, they're contributing, they're doing something to make something look nice, and then so like collectively people are making things better. And there's people on the Taos County board here that they just like to impede the progress of others. And it's not just in Taos, it's all over the United States of America. You got people, you know, city planners, city control. It used to be so much different, but I think what happened was is people just like turned it over to them, you know, said they can handle it. That's their role. And then these people created systems and stuff that started serving them more and everyone else less. And that's the heart space that needs to change, is that you people are in fact public servants to collect data of what people want, and then you're supposed to take all of what people want, all this, okay, make this happen, make, you know, speed bump here, stop sign there, look at it, you know, doesn't matter about cost. Cost should not play a factor, because in Taos we've had this construction job going on for 5 years. They take winters off. It's a frick. I picked up Clarence the other day, and he was telling me that they got in trouble, like the town got mad at them. Because it's taken 5 years to do a freaking main road. I mean, it should take like months. It's taken 5 years. And you got these little pretty boy construction workers that are always out like with their shovel scooping up stuff. I'm like, but like, what are they? You know, and then you got like 5 of them that with their little shovels, and they're moving boulders over here, and they're, you know, but they're doing they have machines. They had a part north of Taos that they did like a 4-mile stretch that is more than what they're doing in the city. They did it in like 2 days. They bring in the big machines, asphalt machines, right? But I guess they get paid by the year. F getting paid by the hour, they get paid by the year, so they milk it. These people milk it, and they go real slow. Okay, all right, we're 2 hours. Let's sit around for a couple hours. Nobody's getting their heart rate up. Nobody's sweating too much. People do not work as hard as they used to. They used to work much, much harder. And we gotten away from that. You know, and now with these systems, I found a piece of paper Mom wrote on it. Mom was always an avid note keeper. This says in 2007, her yearly income was $10,000 in 2007. That's why she was making like $960 a month. So, and then her house payment was like $700. So I was like, Ma, you can't eat. You can't keep your electricity. You're paying all for your house. Who gave you that loan? You know, that's what happened in 2007. She was able to buy that house, right? Or in 1990. You moved to Anderson in 1999, I think. 2000 or somewhere around. No, 98, 97. It was before that because I went into okay, anyway. So, and that's the thing is, like, if I wouldn't have stepped up and said, okay, Mom, we got to do this together from here on out, I seriously doubt my mom would still be on this earth. And I know it doesn't really impact anybody else. It's all the significance to me, you know? So, and that's what they do, is like they spend billions of dollars and millions and trillions of dollars to kill people in places that we have no business being in, and complexes that are none of our business. And, you know, we could just work on the infrastructure here and have all kinds of, you know, different environments of living that are sustainable for everybody, not just like the control freaks at top, you know? But that's not how it is. It's only going to get worse. The bureaucrats, the rules and regulations, you know, because these people are scared. They don't have any practical skills. None of them do. I go to a town council. I was like, which one of you, how many of you ever changed a tire? I bet not one of them has ever even changed a tire. But what they do is phony and fake. They come up with rules and regulations and policies and procedures that keep some people from doing what they want to do, and other people allowing them. And my buddy, who I just became acquaintances with recently, she has a restaurant, and she's not from America, you know. And it's like they don't want to do nothing to help her out, you know. She's a citizen, but like she already had one of her businesses trashed that she had to spend a bunch of money repairing because somebody busted out. Because there's just spiteful, ugly people on the world. And it's like, why don't your police find out who did it? They're not going to do anything to do that. But they won't let her have a permit so she can sell her food. And it's like, why? Because somebody somewhere doesn't feel like it. That is the sole reason why permits exist. Oh, we got to keep people safe. You fuckers don't keep nobody safe. Y'all can't keep the spoon out of your mouth. What do you know about discipline and discretion and discernment? Not a lot. It's evident in your everydayness. Every single one of them. And it's not just Taos. It's cities all across the country. You know, people at one time, they used to work really hard. I got my first job when I was 15. Because I wanted to be able to buy school clothes and stuff like that. you know? And Mom had me paying rent. Like all of it, not even part of it. I said, that's funny because we're on welfare. You don't even pay rent. But she wanted to teach me the lesson of what the importance of paying your bills. So thanks for that, Ma. So people used to work a lot harder. And then after you work, you know, like on weekends, you do something, to treat yourself, right? That's how it wants. Like you go bowling, or you go to the lake, or you go fishing, maybe out to eat, right? Because you worked hard and that was like your reward. The world in like the last, I don't know when it changed, because I never stopped working, right? Until I became a stay-at-home daughter. But that didn't mean I stopped working. Doesn't mean I stopped doing anything. Doesn't mean I stopped striving with my goals and ambitions. Just because the world isn't open and receptive to them doesn't mean they're not good. It just means the timing is all. But I'll keep trying. Heck, that's all I do is I keep trying. It's my life force kundalini energy. It propels me. It compels me. So when, and so now it's everybody's, they don't got no energy because of all the crap food that they eat, all the processed stuff, all the all the sodas that they drink, people drink, all the fast food, all the nasty. Sometimes people don't even drink water for days and days. Like, when you ask them when the last time they had a glass of water and they can't answer it, that's not healthy. So everybody's run down. They feel down. They're down here, right? So what do? Oh, I don't feel good. So I have to just live my life to do things to make me feel better. And that's not what life is about. Life is our spirit having a human experience, guided by our spirit. We're just here supposed to help people. That's it, not hinder. And the world has gotten overly, grossly abundant. How do I want to say that? The hindrance is out of control. When you go into an office and you say, I need this so I can continue to conduct my business, the people aren't supposed to say no. No, and here's another no, and I'm going to ding you for this and that and this, that, and the other thing. That's not what's supposed to happen. It should be somebody goes in here into a bureaucratic office and says, I need help with this. Okay, let's get you that permit. What do we need you to do to get that permit? You want to help people that employ people. You don't want to stifle them. You don't want to hinder them. See? They don't get it, but because they feel bad about themselves. They feel people in positions like that. That's why they get in positions like that. That's why HR hires them, because they are indignant. And they feel, and it's a personality. I know this personality all too well. I supported them for years in IT and in other facets. I know people just want things how they want it. They want to make the world for them instead of making the world for everyone. And I ain't down for that. So I got to learn to be a little bit more diplomatic so I can go to these meetings and have these conversations with these people to get them out of their bureaucratic freaking plastic mindset. See, they're serving an entity. They're not serving the people of the community. They're serving an entity that doesn't even exist. Okay? They're serving governments. They're serving politicians. They're serving special interests. And it has nothing to do what is good for the collective whole. It's only what's good for their whole. Because they're a bunch of a-holes. See? Because that's what hinderers are. And they and they feel bad about themselves, and they get in these positions, and then in order to make themselves feel better, they're the no. No. You can, but you can't. You can have this, but you cannot have that. They give themselves the power to designate who can do what. I was asking somebody, I said, so what do you got to do to get a liquor license in New Mexico? Drunk drivers everywhere, freaking people hit and runs all over the place. Everywhere, like you would think that the state of New Mexico would want to discourage consumption of alcohol. They just had 8 dudes fucking shut up, and there's a biker gang fucking shootout up in Red River. What do you think is going to happen when you get a bunch of drunken bikers together? Are you kidding me? I mean, their priorities are just, it's like they want to be people's buddy, but they only want to be some people's buddy. And you can't do that. In leadership, you cannot do that. You got to be everybody. You can't do that. So, but it just goes to show that folks are scared. You know, they get more controlling when they get fearful. You know, there's a loud boom. You're out with your family. What do? You freaking grab your kids and you bring, your loved one. You bring them in close. You protect them. You cover them. Keep them from harm's way. And there's a whole lot of people on this planet, that decided that it's more profitable if they put people in harm's way. And this is what needs to change. This is what needs to shift. It's got to, man. We're in the collective wave of bullshit right now. We are in it. It's happening. My phone keeps going off with volcanoes, earthquakes. I mean, this is it, folks. There's no more of getting to where you want to be. If you aren't where you want to be now, just enjoy the time that you have there, however long it is, like any other thing. But this is it. And the astrology, I mean, the earth changes that are coming, everybody's getting wrapped up. You got Space Observer that he talks his talk, and then you have the astrologers that are talking their talk, and then you have, I don't listen to tarot and stuff like that. Then you see stories in the media about how people's psychology is dissolving, and that they are so immersed in some storyline, some projection on the wall, that they aren't even recognizing how their own communities are dissolving. Like, look around, dude. Roads are crap everywhere. The whole country. Roads, buildings are dissolving. Bridges are and then they hire these construction companies, and then they fuck shit up. So then they gotta freaking tear it down and rebuild it again. There's no work ethic. There's no consequence. People don't get in trouble anymore for stuff, really. I mean, I see news articles about how, Walmart, some chick got fired. And then, for telling on her manager. And then they turned around and rehired her. Again. And there's no continuity. Consistency, I love consistency. I've been looking for consistency my whole life. And what I found is the only place I'm going to find it is in me. So I got to be consistent in my behavior. That's the only place that I can be consistent. What else? Other little tidbits I found. I came across this weird stuff. Just strange stuff has always happened in my life. And when I lived in Omaha, and after I quit Creighton, I went and worked at this place called, what was it? American Title Incorporated. It was a title company. And it was not a comfortable, it did not feel good. I did not like working there. And then after I was there 90 days, I was supposed to get my salary initiated and kicked in, but what they did is they called me into HR and they said, "Nah, we're done. We don't need a second person after all." And they let me go and escorted me out of the building, and I was like, "What?" Right? That so I had to go get unemployment. I've never had unemployment my whole entire life. This one time I went and got it. And so, but what I had to do, I went and talked to the lady. And I sit down and I talk to her, and I tell her the situation, stuff like that. And she's like, "Okay, we just go online and apply for however many jobs a day for whatever, and they had Career Link, which made it really freaking simple to do. So it was, and then it was just busy work. It's all busy work. They don't just want to, they only want to give themselves money. They want to put everybody else through hoops with busy work. But themselves, nah. So I'm sitting there, this woman was like, she leans down, she grabs a book, and she gives me this book. This book. Wow. It's called The Photo Nomad. And it's by David Douglas Duncan. And he's another guy. He's just another freaking dude that that lived a life of privilege. His whole life was privilege. Every picture in here is like, I mean, there are beautiful pictures in here, don't get me wrong. But what people need to understand is that every time that somebody gets a shot, like, and this is the stuff that they say that you're not supposed to do, right? They say you're not supposed. Where's that one picture? Confounded. But he's got all these pictures in here of the war and stuff. See? So he got all these pictures from going over there and watching us kill people in places and be part of things that we don't have no business being in. We don't know none of this. Look at these guys. People don't look at these pictures, okay? It's Vietnam. These guys are up to their freaking chests and what. That's why a lot of these military members come back and they don't talk about stuff. I'm a talker. I'm going to talk about stuff. They don't want people to know. They don't want people to know what they did for a paycheck. They don't want people to know. Because when people get caught up, sometimes they do stuff, and then they got to go home and explain. They don't ever want to tell their wives the stuff that they did, and they got a little bit of a kick out of it. And that give them the chance, they'll go back and do it more and more and more because it's a taste like a dog gets for blood. Once a dog gets a taste for blood, just wants more. That's human psyche is the same kind of way, All for money. Freedom is illusion, folks. It's just a theoretical idea. We create our own freedom with what we allow ourselves and keep ourselves from doing. And are we going to give our freedom and choice every day to cause harm to others? Are we going to help or are we going to hinder? The choice is ours every day. So, I thought it was just straight. I went in to get, I mean, these guys, they're like, I'm a big man. I know you're not a big man. You hide behind this stuff, I remember I used to be a fan of John Denver when I was a little girl. And I remember hearing a story one time about when he was starting out in music, when he was just a young hippie. His dad was his dad was like a general. His dad was like a general in the Air Force. And so, and old Johnny Denver went out to California and started making music and was like, Dad, I'm not going to come home. I'm not going to do what you want me to do in life. I'm going to stay out here and make music. You know what his dad did? His dad took a fucking fighter jet. Said, no, not my son. Went down, took a fighter jet, flew it out to California. That's what I'm trying to get people to understand, is that rules, regulations, policies, and procedures, those are just to keep everybody else in place while all the higher echelons go around and do whatever the fuck what they want. Flying jets to go pick their kid up from a dance, essentially. I mean, that's like the equivalency of it. And they've done this stuff for years, and then they don't talk about it because it's national security. When national security is freaking an oxymoron. But people aren't going to talk out against it because they get so many resources from it. Freaking disabled veterans, some of them get like $7,000 to $10,000 a fucking month. Are you kidding me? And I'm not even talking, I'm talking about enlisted. Forever. Just for killing people. Just be like, hey, just go along, get along. Don't tell nobody. Okay, just go over there. We're gonna blow some shit up, and then you can go home and live a good life. Well, you just sold your soul. That's all. Karma's coming around for that, folks. It's coming. You can't be shitty to people and not think that is going to come back. And it's already coming back, man. America is dissolving, as it has been. The civilization is falling. We live in a third world country. Every state has homelessness that is beyond measure. And they have the resources to freaking fix it, but they won't, because people are like, oh, they want to live on the streets. That's how they want to live. That's more shit people say to make themselves feel better. I could do a whole show on shit people say to make themselves feel better. The gaslighters, it's a trip, man. I was telling a story today about how when I was in junior high, my brother and his buddies, there was a place called Bean Padre. It's okay, Tuck. In Reading, and one of his buddies in high school, he was in high school, and it's like his dad was the manager or something there for the Bean Padre place. And he hyped his dad's keys, and they had tunnels all over the place underneath Reading. I used to go around in them all the time and stuff. There's all the folklore that goes with it and stuff. They have big, ginormous, like those inner earth tunnels and shit like that on the bottom side of the dam and stuff, man. The world is not what we have no clue what this world has been before. People, I can imagine, but it was not going to be verified until after I'm dead. But, and so they went in and like stole a bunch of sodas and beef jerky and chips and stuff like that. Well, my brother, he's not the mastermind criminal type. Not like that. He's not like real streetwise. He made a mistake of putting it. We had a fold-out couch, and he made a mistake of trying to stash the goods under the fold-out couch. And I came home with Mom, and it was up. Like, he couldn't. We lived in a 1-bedroom motel, there's no, and so he told me, he told me what they did, or he didn't tell me what they did. What happened is he told me little bit, like he and his buddies got this, and I remember Mom had to go see he got in trouble. They all got in trouble, and I took a 6-pack of Sprite and a 6-pack of Coca-Cola to school with me to sell them for 50 cents, because I was like, I can help, I can help. Let me do it too. Young, dumb, and impressionable. So I took 2 6-packs, and I got in trouble for it. Because they know I was a little poor kid. Where'd you get the soda, Marge? And then so it all came out, and a couple years ago I had a conversation with him. I said, you've done things that you've made mistakes and you've learned from them. You've made mistakes in your life. I remember, and I started to tell this story, and I'm all the way to the part, and the whole time he's like, Margie, that never happened. That never happened. And so I'm like, so I never got in trouble. And then I read little memes about gaslighting and stuff. Oh, that's what he's doing. He's trying to gaslight me. He thinks I'm sort of a fuck, because I used to be. People could be like, this is not the android you're looking for, and I'd be like, this is not the. I was just easily impressed, because if some people would put an imposition of a thought in my mind, I would pick it up, and it's taken me decades to not do that, to take on my own discernment over other people's, and to find out that I still get tripped up, that I got more work to do. That's discouraging. But anyway, story continues. I'm gonna get this uploaded. It's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.